I'm from South Africa, and in South Africa, as we all know, restorative justice is very closely linked to the democracy project, and it's also closely linked to Ubuntu, which is, an African customary way of resolving conflict. So to a large extent, it's intertwined with the notion of access to justice, human rights, and restorative justice. And together with that, a lot of innovation has happened regarding putting in place policy that protects the rights of victims. So it's very different from some of the Western countries where the discussion and the dialogue on human rights came later on. In South Africa, it actually started off with the notion of human rights, and that is because of the notion of redress for apartheid era discrimination, human rights abuses. So it's closely related to democracy and restoration of communities that had been harmed by apartheid. So that is the first point. And what has happened now in recent years is the discussion regarding the role of the criminal justice system in implementing restorative justice and highlighting the needs of victims has come to the fore. So we find that there's prosecutorial engagement with restorative justice, you have an emerging restorative justice jurisprudence now, and then the discussion is now opening up with regard to how restorative justice can contribute to reintegration of offenders once they've served their sentences. So it is actually quite broad, where restorative justice is being implemented at various stages of the criminal justice system, which is very exciting. However, there is some gaps, and that is the huge gap is the training of professionals with regard to how to actually implement and proper and ethical practice, and the standards that we have to maintain in how we deal with victims.